What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Midnight Mike. I'm here joined by Dre, also known as Andres Aligera. What's going on, man?
What's up, brother? How are you?
I am great. And today we're going to be talking about the big news today, which was the signing of Brandon Aiyuk. And before we get to that, guys, I just want to shout out to the sponsor of the show. Is PowerBrandSystems. If you're looking to jumpstart your small business into the future, then check out PowerBrandSystems. They have a platform that will help you generate more leads, more business, more revenue, all at the tip of your fingers from PowerBrandSystems. Get a hold of Dominic and Marco at PowerBrandSystems. They will not let you down. They will also help you create a website for your small business, your YouTube channel, or your social media accounts. They are top-notch guys, and they will get the job done. They even have a new feature coming out, which I don't think I'm allowed to talk about, but I'm going to say it anyway. They can create an app designed around your brand, which is going to be badass. So definitely check out Power Brand Systems. So, guys, today was a day of big fucking news. Today was a day that they finally signed the one, the only Brandon Aiyuk. And this came on the heels of a how long? Of almost an entire year, it felt like. From the spring all the way through summer, all the way from last year, from like the day after the Super Bowl, he was already, trying to get that new contract. And now he finally got it. And so, Dre, what do you think about the new contract for Brandon Aiyuk?
A lucrative 4-year, $120 million. What is it? 76 million guaranteed. I mean,
yep.
It's payday for Mr. Aiyuk. It's put up or shut up. We know the Super Bowl window for this team is where it's at. It could be closing with all the pending free agents. This is a signing that needed to get done. This is a signing for the future. If you're Brock Purdy, you should be thrilled to get this season underway. You now have your number one pass catcher in Brandon Aiyuk coming off of a Pro Bowl caliber season. You have all the pieces you need to succeed this season. And he is definitely one of the two final pieces to complete this offseason. Obviously, there's still one pending in Trent Williams. But no, this needed to get done in all facets, and kudos to the organization. Congrats to number 11, and let's get this season underway. We got the Jets to think about in about 10 days.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that this deal finally got done, because here's the thing, is that if this would have dragged on to into past week one, this would have been an utter disaster for Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, and the rest of the organization. It just would have been bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm just glad to see this happen. So when you look at the details of this contract, right here we're looking at so this is from Mike Garafolo. He says, sources to me and the rap sheet, which is Ian Rappaport, that the 49ers and Brandon Aiyuk have agreed on a 4-year, $120 million extension worth with $76 million in guarantees. Holding over trade requests withdrawn. Aiyuk's agent Ryan Williams, and the Niners strike a deal to keep him in Santa Clara. So this is huge news. I mean, this is something that we've been stressing on for quite a while, and now it's finally done. Brandon Aiyuk will be at practice tomorrow and will be on the 49ers this year in their quest for 6, which my buddy Ryan Hensley was saying this year was turning into the quest for checks is what it was, because these guys were all looking for big increases. So some information came out after the announcement of the Brandon Aiyuk contract, which I thought was kind of interesting. Before we get to that, guys, if you're watching on Dre Area Sports or Nicotina Network, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. And also, if you want to leave your super chat over on Nicotina Network, go right ahead and we'll pull your comment right up. But overall, though, if you want to support the channel, go to Nicotina.net, join the online community under Dre Area Sports. Nicotina.net is where you'll find all 3 of my channels. That's the homepage for all 3 channels. And join the community for Dre Area Sports. It's free to join. and you'll get access to up-to-date news, roster transactions, everything. So definitely check out Nicotina.net and become a member of the community over under Dre Area Sports. So here's something else I thought was a little interesting that came out after the the signing. So throughout all the goodness, here's some information here. So this was via 49ers Sports Talk. 49ers had this final offer on the table for Brandon Aiyuk over a month ago. Mm-hmm. Isn't that crazy to think about? Over a month ago? Yeah. They called his bluff and threatened to fine him for missing practice yesterday. Today, Aiyuk finally called up his agent, Ryan Williams, and said to agree to the deal. Drama's over. Finally. And I agree with that sentiment. Finally. I'm so glad it's over because this was just taking forever. Yeah. But I put that picture on there because he's like all upset. Yeah. Oh man. Yep. But I think that this really is what's going on. This is really what we're looking at when it comes to the situation with Brandon Aiyuk. I think that, in all, it feels like he did what he could to get himself a bigger contract. He requested a trade. Sought out a trade. He could have gotten bigger money from the Patriots, from the Browns, but he chose to stay here in San Francisco, well, Santa Clara, but for the Niners. And I think he realized, too, that it's worth staying here because we're going to win.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, Sean? What's going on, man? We're going to win, and this is the place to be if you want to win a championship. And look, at the end of the day, he's still making a fuck ton of money. It's not like he's just making a couple thousand. No, this guy's he's getting $76 million.
Top five. Pretty much Tyreek Hill money. When the 49ers, I think, reached out to his agent, the original plan, at least from the 49ers perspective of it, was to offer him in the ballpark of 28 mil a year. Mm-hmm. That's what the ultimate goal was. They eventually went up to the 30 mil, had the offer on the table, as you said. He's just been sitting on it for almost a month. I don't know what the whole situation was. You got to look at it from two perspectives. The Niners, with the pending free agents, like I had already mentioned, in the future, you got to think about all the contracts, Purdy, now Trent Williams. You have Deommodore Lenoir, you have Travarius Ward next season. There's a lot of star caliber talent on the pretty much on the chop block for next year. So you got to think about all of that. And then from Brandon Aiyuk's perspective, you just came off a Pro Bowl caliber year. Second team All Pro, over 13,000 yards or 1,300 yards, 7 touchdowns, 75 receptions.
Yeah, big time.
So you got to think that he's looking to get paid. He wants to be paid as a top 5 receiver. It was only a matter of time before they obviously saw eye to eye. The deal was on the table. It was just a matter of time before he signed. I think he was just trying to avoid all the extra time in training camp, mini camp, whatever you want to say about it. I think he was under that for this year. He just wanted his contract before he was going to step on the field.
He wanted his contract, but I think he was trying to go for more money. I think he wanted a bigger contract as well. But when we look at some of the information here that was shared by Adam Schefter, it kind of changes things up just a little bit, if you ask me. So let's pull up the Adam Schefter tweet here in which he talked about that. Let me get that centered right. There we go. Share this tab instead. And here it is right here. So this is from Adam Schefter. He writes, in the end, Brandon Aiyuk accepted the same deal that has been on the table since August 12th, per league sources. His hold-in did not alter any part of the 4-year, $120 million extension. He took the same deal that had been there in previous weeks. Mm-hmm. Hold-in over. So I think that Brandon Aiyuk played his hand as much as he possibly could, but at the end of the day, he was about to face severe fines for not attending practice, and I think because of that, he decided, okay, we've gone as far as we can go. Now I'm going to start losing money. And not only that, but we learned yesterday, right? We learned that Kyle Shanahan revealed that, he had a back injury, but doctors have already cleared him.
Yeah.
Now, that was something that was not released to the public early on, and I think that they did that as a way of saying, "Hey, look, we'll state on the record to the NFL that you're injured, and so that's why you won't be attending and won't fine you for not being here all preseason, right? Okay, but now that the preseason was over, they were like, okay, now we're going to fine you if you don't show up, because that was the understanding they had, was that we're going to do that all the way up until the preparation for week 1.
Yeah.
And I think Brandon Aiyuk was like, hey, look, I'm just going to go for it and see what we get. And I think the Niners were like, yeah, fuck that. We're going to fine your ass. Yeah. And he was like, all right, that's enough.
Game's over.
Game's over.
For sure.
This is all we're going to get from them. I don't want to play for fucking, I don't want to play for the Patriots. I don't want to play for the fucking Browns. I don't want to play for the Steelers. I mean, look who's going to be throwing them the ball. We're talking about Russell Wilson?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
he was good in his heyday, but not anymore.
Yeah. No, the best
Justin Fields.
Yeah, the best opportunity for him this season to get back to a Super Bowl is with the 49ers. He understands that. 49ers understand that in order for them to get back to the Super Bowl, they need Brandon Aiyuk. So at the end of the day, the deal was going to get done. It was just a matter of when, not if. All this other bullshit that's coming out in the media, was going to come out sooner or later. There's always a backstory to everything. So
yeah,
I mean, it is what it is. I guess now the focus is the Jets and getting Trent Williams signed. So that's one down, one more to go.
One down, one more to go. And I think that when you look at what John Lynch said recently at that presser on Wednesday, he said that the communication has been great with Trent, that they've been communicating back and forth about his wants and needs and trying to make this restructuring happen. Yeah. And to me, this will not go further than Monday. By Monday, he will be signed and at practice. There's no way that they're going to let this go past Monday, because that's a week away from the game. You have to have him out there. Yeah, but when you look at how much they're paying everybody else, right? So let's take a look at this real quick. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and label this as some breaking news. So here we go. So the 49ers enter the 2024 NFL season with 8 players earning an average annual salary of $15 million or more. You got Brandon Aiyuk making $30 million, Nick Bosa making $34 million, Debo making $23.85 million, Trent making $23. That's going to go up probably to 26 or 27 or more. Javon Hargrave, $21 million. You better step it up, dude. Fred Warner, $19 million. McCaffrey, $19 million. George Kittle, $15 million. And that's the biggest contract with them all. Brock Purdy contract is looming next year. So I'm going to assume that there's going to be a lot more restructuring. I think they're going to try to restructure Deebo Samuel contract. And they've already done it with Kittle. They've already done it with Fred Warner. I don't think they could do it again. I don't think it's up to them if they want to. But then you're kind of pressing your luck. I just don't see it happening. I think based on the year that Javon Hargrave has, that might be another one that they kind of restructure.
I know the one way it may have an opportunity to work out, and that's if they win the Super Bowl. Everybody's on the high, everybody's on the high of winning a Super Bowl. Everybody's in a good mood. Everybody's willing to now take a pay cut next
Felix?
year to get back. Oh, there's my boy. There he is. But yeah, no, that's the only way. I don't really see it working out any other way. So
exactly, guys, we have 18 watching right now. 15 of which are over on X. Guys, if you haven't done so yet, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. It's the Dre Area Sports channel. If you're watching on the Nicotina Network, feel free to leave a super chat or a comment, anything you want to do. But definitely subscribe to the Dre Area Sports channel. I'm streaming on both channels today just to kind of let everybody know that we're back up and running. The official Dre Area Sports Show will start after week 1 of the regular season, so you'll be seeing us Wednesday nights. And on top of that, Wednesdays at 12, I'm also going to have another show with my buddy CG Ruthless. We had a show just the other day, and it went really well. So definitely check that out. I'm going to try, and then I'm going to be doing this show at night for 1 hour. We'll be doing Midnight Mike. I might be joined by Dre. I may be by myself. We'll see how it goes. But man, this is really, really big news. I'm glad that they finally settled settled his contract, and they got Brandon Aiyuk re-signed. There was so much speculation that he was going to go to the Steelers for possibly a couple of players and some draft picks. But I'm glad they didn't do it because there was nothing in that trade that made me say, yes, make this happen.
Yeah. No,
what
exactly.
are they waiting for?
You heard about the other thing that just came out, that they were looking for a third team to be to participate in that trade. I think they were looking at the Broncos for Cortland Sutton.
Cortland Sutton. In fact,
yeah.
let's go to that right now. So here it is. The 49ers almost landed Cortland Sutton. The 49ers were willing to trade Brandon Aiyuk if they could get a top flight receiver to replace him. They offered a third-round pick to Denver for Cortland Sutton and then would have dealt Aiyuk to the Steelers, but the Broncos declined the offer. So he stayed in San Francisco. And look, at this point, I think if Cortland Sutton would have taken that, or if the Broncos would have accepted that trade, we'd be getting Cortland Sutton at this point. But I'm glad that we kept Brandon Aiyuk. I think he's better than Cortland Sutton, although that would have been at least a trade where we're getting a top flight receiver to replace him, and that's via Diana Rossini earlier today.
That was the only way the Niners, I believe, were going to make any type of trade, is if they got some type of, not necessarily equal to, but they had to get some type of replacement for Brandon Aiyuk's production in order to make that trade any remotely fair. So. No, like I said, at the end of the day, this is what needed to happen, and that's why we're doing this show, baby.
That's it, man. That's why we're doing it, and we're gonna be doing it more often throughout the week, because the Niners season is around the corner.
10 days.
I mean, we are 11 days away,
and less than officially less than a week.
Officially less than a week away. I can't believe it, and I can't wait as well because look. We're going up against the Jets. The Jets have a really good defense. They have an old-ass Aaron Rodgers. I think that, the Niners have his number. And I don't see Aaron Rodgers just running amok all over our Niner defense because they've been too good. And they've gotten even better in the offseason. So I don't see them winning this game. I see the Niners winning this game comfortably. And I can't wait for week one. It's going to be badass. And guys, what you're seeing right now on the screen, this is what you get when you sign up for the community over at Dre Area Sports. Go to nicotina.net. That is the homepage for all three of my channels. Join the community under Dre Area Sports, and then you can access all this stuff right here, all these articles, all these updates that I post every single day. A lot of things on Brandon Aiyuk. There's some Warriors right there. But definitely check this out because you'll be in the know of all the 49ers moves, transactions, and news as much as I possibly can. Look, and look, there's a show tonight. Did you know that? Oh, you're watching it already. There you go. See, already keeping you informed. Up to the minute.
That's great.
So let's talk about what's left to do. Now, the next guy to get signed is Trent Williams. Dre, what do you think about Trent Williams? Do you think this deal will get done anytime soon?
Again, with the mindset of not a matter of if, just a matter of when. That's what I'm thinking, and the 49ers organization has to be thinking the same thing. Right now, Trent Williams is currently the 6th highest paid tackle in the league. I expect him to get top dollar. He's looking at upwards of what I'm trying to think of the contract the Chiefs just gave their tackle.
Let me look it up right now. It's
anyway, I don't have those numbers on me offhand, but he's got to be the highest paid tackle, 11-time Pro Bowler. I mean, we've already had this discussion about what he means to the Niners organization. You'd think he's going to retire a Niner. I heard a report or a leak report saying that he's actually what could be the holdup in this contract negotiation standoff is he's actually thinking if he doesn't get this contract, he could retire then and now. I would hate for that to happen. I know the Niners organization and the fan base would be shitting a brick at that point, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't see him doing that. He wants to win.
He's still got a few guys. He wants to win. He's still got a few years left.
I think so.
Of playing at a very, very high level. I mean, they got to get this done. Like you said, no later than Monday. I really see the true deadline. if they want to have
so.
any of a chance of him playing the following Monday.
So looking at some of the top left tackles in the NFL, Christian Darrisaw for the Vikings. He's 25 years old. He makes $26 million. Lammie Tunsil, $25 million. Andrew Thomas of the Giants, $23.5 million. And then Trent Williams at $23 million. So I would imagine he's going to go south of 26. He's probably going to get 27 to $28 million.
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah. And really you're looking at, increasing his pay, but you're also signing him to what's going to end up being like a 2 to 3 year extension, because he only has so many years left in him, probably 2 at the most 3, but I think he's got at least 2 good years left in him until the Niners really have to kind of, rebuild.
Replacement, yeah.
But let's talk about that. So let's talk about how the rookies are doing this year. These guys are kicking ass, dude. When you look at our draft picks, Dominic Pooney has solidified himself as our new right guard, which is absolutely phenomenal. And he's looked the part as well. In all the preseason games, he's dominated on the line. He's gotten better with his run blocking, better in pass coverage. He's just better than a lot of the guys. He's younger, stronger, and he's got great footwork as well. I've been really happy with what I've seen from Dominic Pooney. And then you got Malik Mustafa. He's going to be a stud safety. Renardo Green, who's already basically become the starter opposite Charvarius Ward. I really think they're going to go with Renardo Green and Diamador Lenore in the slot, where he's more of an impact. He's great. Hold on, I lost the audio. There we go. Okay, we're back. Let's see. Do I sound the same?
Yeah, no, there you go. Back on
track. Okay. I want to make sure I'm on the right mic. But yeah, no, these guys are playing out of their mind, and really, if Jared Kingston didn't get away, then you would have every single draft pick from this last draft on the 53-man roster, and that was fucking huge for the Niners.
Yeah, exactly.
Jacob Cowing
has been a really, really bright spot in the receiving core. I mean, I
absolutely
think, like you mentioned, the cornerbacks, and I think in my mind, this preseason, the groups that have really stood out are definitely the wide receiver group and the cornerbacks in my mind. A lot of great talent, a lot of guys that, at the beginning of training camp, you really didn't think had much of a shot making the 53-man roster, and now you look at it and it's chock full of all these guys that they just drafted, and have a really legitimate shot at making a huge contribution this season, from top to bottom, offensively and defensively. One guy I'm actually really excited to see, think about some of these sophomore players too. Jair Brown is somebody I'm really looking forward to seeing. And the safety groups. Just a couple of other guys from last year's draft that have solidified themselves as legitimate threats to stealing positions this season. So just obviously as deep as I've seen the team, and especially, like I'd mentioned, the wide receiver core and the cornerbacks, the back end of the defense.
Absolutely. And when you look at the safeties, let's go ahead and bring that up real quick. When you look at the safeties that we have out there, I'm very deep, and especially the biggest surprise is Talanoa Hufanga, knowing that he's been activated and he's been practicing as well, which is like, holy shit. But when you look at the safeties, right, you got Jair Brown, Hufanga, George Odom, and Malik Mustafa. Now there's a chance that that Talanoa Hufanga actually starts in week 1, but there's also a chance that he doesn't start, and really all you have is a rotation of Jair Brown, George Odom, and Malik Mustafa. Yeah. CG, what's up? Big Niner fan right there, and a good content creator as well. Me and him are going to start up a show on Wednesdays at 12 o'clock Pacific time, because that's the best time, is Pacific time. And then it says DBs, Diamador Lenore. I think what they're saying is that he's going to be the
slot.
The slot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is another guy to keep your eye on this season. In my mind, had a pretty much a Pro Bowl caliber season last year. This guy has been on the ascend since he arrived. Just look for him to have such a huge impact guarding the interior, the tight ends, just the inside slot receivers. This guy is going to make some noise this season. Keep your eye on number 2, Demo Lenore.
Demo Lenore. I mean, dude, the guy is a freaking stud, and
Yeah.
I'm they got to re-sign him too. But we'll see how everything shakes out. I mean, we want to re-sign everybody, but it's a matter of how can they do it? Can they afford it? And
No,
how they're going to make all that work.
Either way. This guy's going to get paid either way. They got a lot of guys ready to go. There's another one of them solidifying one side of the field. Ambry Thomas starting on the IR. This guy, Isaac Yiadom, though, is going to be very interesting. To see if he's going to be
Isaac Yiadom.
Yiadom is going to be. It's going to be interesting to see how he solidifies himself in this defense. Obviously, had a really good statistical year with the Saints last year. He's wonderful added depth this season. And then Darrell Luter Jr. continues to impress as a very young. I want to say he's a second year too.
He's a second-year player.
Then, so that still made the 53-man roster. And then Renardo Green, as you mentioned, already going to be an impact this year for the DBs, especially with it. And you gotta imagine there's going to be some injuries here and there. These guys are going to get their opportunities.
Absolutely. And when you look at a guy like Ambry Thomas, we know that he's on IR, and they've already brought back Rock Ya-Sin, who I think played really well in the preseason. I think he's a good guy to have. Well, no, he's on the active roster because of the fact that what's his face? Ambry Thomas went to IR.
Oh,
so for at least for half the season, we have Rock Ya-Sin. So
great, another great veteran piece.
Yeah, and they're going to have to make a choice based on the way Rock Ya-Sin plays. Are they going to hang on to him or let Ambry Thomas take a spot or let Ambry Thomas go? Now, at the same time, you might have other injuries happening at that time where they can bring back Ambry Thomas anyway and not really lose any ground in terms of roster spots based on anyone who gets hurt. Let's pray that nobody gets hurt.
Yeah, no, exactly. But you got to think that with as gruesome as this sport is, it's a part of the game, and you just got to be able to have these guys and to know that these guys can step in at any moment and you're not missing a beat. It's the way they've operated since Kyle Shanahan, took over the team. Defensively, you got the new defensive coordinator and Nick Sorensen, who I believe is going to kind of get us back to that old D'Amico Ryan style,
absolutely
style defense, and maybe not be as aggressive as maybe some of us would like him to be, but I think it's going to be more that a 4 base down lineman trying to get the pass rush going and keeping a lot of DBs on the back end. So no, and then you're bringing up this linebacker core. I mean, with what is it? Dre Greenlaw, on the IR to begin the season. I think we've established a lot of young talent in the linebacking core.
Absolutely. Guys, we have 27 watching right now combined on 2 channels and on X. Make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everyone who subscribes. If you want to support the channel, if you want to support Dre Area Sports, just go on Nicotina.net and join the community under Dre Area Sports. It's free to join. And once you do that, once you join the community, then go on your Apple Play Store, if you have an Android, or on the App Store and download Collab by Lead Connector. That will allow you to access the community from your mobile device. It's a game changer, I'm telling you. And they just released the Android version of it, so definitely check that out. Okay,
You won't regret it. There you go.
You won't regret it. Look at that big old mug. So we got. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Hold on. So you got the linebackers as well, which I think we're really deep on, and I'm really happy with that. It doesn't even do anything. It just makes everything else bigger around it. So here you're looking at obviously Curtis Robinson made the team. Demetrius Flanagan fouls, which I was surprised, but not really, because he's a veteran, good special team player.
Campbell, I'm really excited about having him as some added depth. That guy can hit. That guy had that nice hit in the Saints game, I think it was, or maybe it was the last game.
Yeah.
Where he hit the running back and completely just lodged the ball. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing. This linebacking core getting at it, staying aggressive, and Fred Warner is going to lead the way. So
Absolutely. And Tatum Bethune, a rookie that made the team, the guy led the team in tackles in every preseason game. And to me, that says a lot. That says, hey, look, this guy's a gamer. This guy's going to go after it. He's already getting tackles now.
Motor.
So he's a good guy to have on the squad. And I think that, other than Warner and Campbell, maybe they wanted a little more experience, so that's why they kept Flanagan fouls. Although
Correct.
I thought Jalen Graham should have made the team just based on his talent alone. D. Winters has really stepped it up all summer long. So I think the linebacking core is better than it's ever been.
It's young. It's young and aggressive.
It's young. And let's not forget, we still have Dre Greenlaw waiting to come back. And based on how everyone performs, who knows where he's, who's going to get moved to the practice squad after waivers. But we'll see how that shakes out, after week 6 or whatnot. It's going to be an exciting time to see Dre Greenlaw come back later in the year. But I think they've done a good job at shoring up their linebacking core. And, of course, last but not least, we didn't cover the running backs and quarterbacks and receivers, but we know what those are all made of. But to me, my favorite area of the squad, which is the defensive line. Dude,
there we go.
Nick Bosa, Malik Collins, Javon Hargrave. This is some nasty fucking defensive linemen that are going to be coming at you week in and week out. I can't wait to see these guys. And Sam Okiyani, whatever, he already got cut, so he's not even on this team anymore.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, you're exactly right. We got a lot of versatile guys that can do multiple things in multiple areas. I've loved seeing Malik Collins lined up against Javon Hargrave in the preseason. That's wonderful to see. Having his way with the interior linemen. I would expect to see more of that as the season actually gets underway. You have a lot of versatility. You have a lot of guys that can get after the quarterback, and you have a lot of guys that can plug holes and stop the run, contain the run. So stacked defensive linemen, this is a focus. This is always an area where the Niners are looking to improve, be more versatile. And I'm expecting a big season out of this unit.
Let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the address for the community. If you guys want to join the community, please do so, and you'll get access to all the news and updates and be able to interact with both Dre and myself and my brother Daniel and everyone else who's on there, Brian Snowman. CG Ruthless is supposed to join sometime today or tomorrow. So we're going to have a lot of fun on there. We're just going to be talking about Niner football all season long and into the offseason as well. But mainly during the season, we're going to be going hard. So definitely check that out. But I agree with David, though. Having Leonard Floyd opposite Nick Bosa, that's going to be a nightmare. And we saw in the one game that Leonard Floyd played, he got hurt. But I think he would, if that was a regular season game, I think he comes back. I think he comes back into the game. But for that game, they were like, all right, you're out. There's no need to have you out there anymore. No, totally. But he got a sack.
Yeah, right off the bat. You're expecting him to be consistent as he's been for the last 3 or 4 seasons with 10 plus or at least 10 sacks each season. That production alone is going to benefit Nick Bosa on the side. And then again, you have all the interior. You have all those guys that you can mix and match on the defensive linemen inside. This is a scary defense that you have to game plan for. You got to pick your poison. I expect decent numbers out of anybody on this defensive lineman, and I expect Nick Bosa to bounce back after a very slow and sluggish start from last season.
Yeah, and he held out almost the same amount of time as Brandon Aiyuk. Correct. And I think that had an effect on him because it took him a little while to get going again. So we'll see what effect that has on Brandon Aiyuk. Is he does he need time to kind of get himself back into tip-top shape as opposed to just being in shape? I'm sure he's been working out. I'm sure he's kept himself healthy, obviously, but still it takes time to get that timing back. So we'll see. He's got a week and a half to get himself back into tip-top form.
And rhythm.
Into rhythm, exactly. So let's go down and we'll do a couple more of these before you start to wrap things up. But here is the receiving core, which I think is dope. Me and CG Ruthless were talking about this just yesterday. And now you can see I have my Ronnie Bell jersey on, I think, right? Now you
Stay with me.
now that you have Brandon Aiyuk listed here, now it's official. This is your receiving core. There is no, well, Aiyuk technically isn't there. No, he's fucking there now, and this is your goddamn receiving core, and I love it.
Yes. No, you have an opportunity to really have these two younger guys, Ricky Pearsall and Jacob Cowing. You give them an opportunity to develop how you want to within the system, really get them sound with how the offense is supposed to be ran, their technique and their route running. This is an opportunity to now have continue to have really good depth behind your starters. In the event, again, we talked injuries happen. And in the event that something happens to any of these guys, knock on wood that it's not going to, but you can have these guys really slowly progressing, learning the game, how it's supposed to be played, watching these stud receivers, work in front of them, and really have an opportunity to solidify and have a long tenured, really, really productive receiving core for the future.
Absolutely. And right now, this receiving core is stacked.
Exactly. Absolutely.
And I can't wait to see what they're going to produce come week one, come the regular season at that. Mm-hmm. And last but not least, we already know about the running backs. I think J.P. Mason's going to have a really good year. McCaffrey's going to kill it. But let's look at the quarterbacks, because that was one question I wanted to ask you, is who do you think becomes quarterback number 2? Is it Josh Dobbs or is it Brandon Allen?
You know what? I think you have to go with Josh Dobbs. Now, I understand you have you have this uncanny ability to extend plays and to just kind of make something out of nothing, kind of what we see out of Brock Purdy. In a way, but he has his own style. He's a little bit more athletic, and I think he can kind of change the game and turn the game on its end at any given moment just with his abilities. He's got a great arm. He can throw the ball down the field. They call him the Pastronaut, baby. So
that's right, they do.
I just think that gives him a slight edge over Brandon Allen. I think Brandon Allen is definitely a serviceable backup, but I think there's just this extra X factor that Joshua Dobbs contains that gives him the slight edge to back up Brock Purdy when it's all said and done.
Absolutely. And then, like we said earlier, I mean, look, the main guy we want to get back is Trent Williams. I mean, look at him against Micah Parsons. Get the fuck out of here, little man. And that's the thing with Micah Parsons. He's a little guy. Him and Hassan Reddick. Look at that.
Yeah.
He just shuts him down.
Aaron Donald's a small guy, too.
Yeah, well, Aaron Donald's
obviously they don't line up against each other, but yeah, no. A lot of people think they're these big dogs. In reality, they're kind of some of the smaller players in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're going to do right now is, as we wrap things up, I wanted to pull this up and show you guys this because, oh my fucking God. So you had a lot of guys from Pittsburgh that were really trolling the area that were saying like, oh, we're going to get Brandon Aiyuk. We're going to get Brandon Aiyuk. Well, here's a clip from 93.7 The Fan over in Pittsburgh. And I swear to God, these guys were going to shit themselves. Let's take a look at this little clip. This clip real quick.
Well, some breaking news. Brandon Aiyuk has signed with the San Francisco 49ers.
Fuck yeah, he did.
It is a 4-year deal for Aiyuk worth $120 million, $30 million per year.
Fuck you.
For Aiyuk, that is according to all the head honchos out there.
You all wish.
This ain't fake. This ain't phony. Brandon Aiyuk ain't coming to Pittsburgh. Brandon Aiyuk is staying right in San Francisco.
Yep.
This broke while I was chatting with Mark Cabali. I even asked him about Aiyuk.
Let's go over here.
They have gotten universal praise for their job so far. They deserve heavy criticism here. They played a game of chicken with the 49ers for the last several months.
Now they're going to turn on their own team.
They let receiver after receiver after receiver go by the wayside.
Yeah, they're pretty hardcore over there.
And here we are with Jack Squat.
Oh, ouch. That turned real quick.
That's her real quick. They were like,
Yeah.
fuck this. We're done. All mad, right? And then this is one of my favorites. I have another one that I'm going to find as well. Okay, so this came out August 22nd. This motherfucker writes, just got off the phone with a source close to the Steelers stating that 49ers Brandon Aiyuk will indeed be traded to the Steelers for draft compensation by the end of the day. Wow.
This was today?
No, this was back on August 22nd.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Like,
Lord.
Jesus, bro, really? And then Jesse Naylor, if you don't watch Last Second Sports, definitely check out Jesse Naylor. He writes, "Where's my money?" Like, come on, bro. What you got? Nothing.
That's funny.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I have one more as well. Let me find this one real quick. This is probably the best one. Okay. Shit, where'd it go? I have it in my timeline. But can you believe these guys?
No, just wishful thinking. Pretty much when it's all said and done.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, these guys. They're a proud fan base. I know all the speculation on their end. I'm sure they were chopping at the bit to get one of the top receivers. But unfortunately, he's staying in the Bay, and that's where he belongs.
Okay, so here's another one, and this is actually in video form. I had found his account earlier, but this is actually better. Okay, so here's an account called Pickens, brah. And so right off the bat, look at 2 hours ago, my sources believe Brandon Aiyuk has been traded. Trade package and team unknown at this time. More to come, right? And then here he goes. I didn't even really want Aiyuk.
Oh, gosh.
And he's like, I'll never recover from Aiyuk using the Steelers as leverage. Never. Dude, that's exactly what he was doing. To our incredible Steelers family, today I received news that it feels like a gut punch. Brandon Aiyuk has re-signed with the 49ers. After 6 months of pouring my heart and soul into this dream, it's hard to see all the crumble in an instant. It's like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Get the fuck out of here. I think there's more, too, as I can scroll up. No, that's it. But yeah, but it's just fucking crazy, dude. Oh, he opened it up. So this is what's funny, right? So this guy, he goes, with that said, I've decided to take a step back and to reflect, recharge, and regroup. I'll be taking a break for now until the first game of the season. What? This isn't goodbye, just a brief pause. I ask that you respect my privacy during this time. Thank you for the unwavering support. I'll see you soon. Here we go. Get the fuck out of here. Dude, you fucking thought it was going to happen. And he was wrong. Hey, dude, it's like, admit when you're wrong, dude. Just admit when you're wrong. Steve-O, I don't know if he will follow the Niners over on social media. I'm sure he will by tomorrow. More than likely, guys like Brandon Aiyuk, these kind of athletes, they have social media managers. So, and Dre stepped out for a second. He'll be right back. But they have social media managers. And so I'm sure that's one thing that he'll be taken care of as soon as dawn breaks tomorrow. But just unbelievable that you got people on X who are literally claiming that Brandon Aiyuk has been traded from their sources, only to find out that they have no sources and they're literally talking out of their ass. They're talking out of their ass. And I think the entire time, Brandon Aiyuk was at the mercy of the San Francisco 49ers front office. And everyone keeps saying, oh, well, Brandon Aiyuk had leverage, and he didn't have leverage. Because at the end of the day, they had to make the choice to trade him or not. They could have easily have said, hey, your choices are this. You sign our contract or you play on your fifth-year option, and that's all we're going to do. And then he would have had to make a decision. No, they allowed him to seek a trade. Because they said, hey, why not see what we can get out of this? Why not see what Brandon Aiyuk can bring us? And they did that. And they found suitors that wanted to give him $30 million plus. But Brandon Aiyuk ain't stupid. Brandon Aiyuk knows I'm not going to go play for the New England Patriots because they suck. And in December, it's cold as shit. The guy grew up a lifelong Niners fan. His mother is a lifelong Niners fan. Went to college in Arizona where it was nice and warm. He's here in California where for the most part it's nice and warm. There was no way he was going to do that. Oh, we're on the mobile device now.
Had to do it, man. That's all
What
I got.
happened?
I don't know. My computer went into update mode. Trying to get it back
shit.
on right now.
Well, there you go. But no, I'm just saying, like, I think the Niners, like, people will criticize the way San Francisco 49ers handled this. I thought they did a great job.
Yeah.
Because they let him seek out a trade. They let him figure out what his value was. And from what we understand is that it sounds like they said, hey, look, if you don't want to play during the preseason, seek your trade and do your thing, we'll put you down as, you have an injured back, and then we won't fine you at all. We won't make a big deal about you not appearing at training camp and preseason.
No,
but then leading up to week 1, that's when the fines start. And so that's why he said, okay, let's make it happen. We're not getting anywhere. We're not getting any further than this. Let's make it happen. And I've always felt that they were not going to sign Trent Williams until they signed Brandon Aiyuk, unless Aiyuk continued to hold out into next week. Then they would have signed Trent Williams, been like, dude, you got to figure it out. But at the end of the day, this is great. I'm glad that we have Brandon Aiyuk back. He's got his extension. He's happy. I mean, he looks happy. There was an image of him fucking being all hella happy with his agent.
Yeah. Everything points to the marriage is finally set. They can move on. They can focus on football now. So I know there's talk about Kyle Shanahan holding that end of the preseason party at his house, and I know BA is going to be there. So that's like I said, it's about getting Trent Williams now. That's all the focus needs to be. As far as celebrations go, it's not done yet. They got to get ready for the Jets. The season starts now. There's no more time to waste.
David writes, you heard it here first. BA Super Bowl MVP. I hope so. It would have been Juwan Jennings, but we know how that went.
Yeah.
Before we wrap things up, check this out. Here's a post from Debo Samuel. Mood. Congrats, brother, to Brandon Aiyuk for getting his new contract. I love
getting his dues.
Getting his bag.
That's a good teammate right there.
Charvarius Ward chimed in as well. He says, Super Bowl bound.
There we go.
He's excited.
Yep.
And if the team was excited, that tells you everything you need to know.
Long awaited. I'm sure they missed them all preseason. The whole grind of preseason, they're all supposed to be together. But at the end of the day, it's always a good sign to see one of your teammates getting the bag.
Absolutely. And here's the last image we'll show. This is Brandon Aiyuk getting the information, getting letting his agent, letting him know the contract is ready. We've agreed to it. We worked hard for that smile at Brandon Aiyuk. And this is from Ryan Williams, his agent, also really, really close friend with John Lynch.
Yeah.
I think was even in John Lynch's wedding. So
yeah. No, exactly. There's ties. So, these guys were in communication the whole time. I'm sure they're very transparent with one another. It's a good relationship all the way around. This guy's familiar with the organization. The organization's familiar with him.
Yeah, that's right.
It's football time, man. I can't wait for Monday night. Cue the music.
Seriously. Monday night. Not this Monday, but the Monday after, which I don't understand that, do you?
Yeah.
It's like, why'd you make us wait? They're like, oh, we got rid of one preseason game, but we're going to give you a non-playing.
Wait after Labor Day weekend, baby. You got to wait one more week. But that first week's going to be chock full of football. You have the opener, Chiefs, Ravens.
That's going to be
Thursday.
massive.
You have the Friday Sao Paulo game, Eagles, Packers, and then Sunday, all day football, all day, red zone, fantasy, everything you can think of. It's a celebration opening to the 2024-2025 season. And then you got the nightcap on Monday to finish off week 1. You got Niners, Jets, a very anticipated matchup right off the bat on week 1. Go Niners.
Go Niners. And real quick, let's take one last look at Brandon Aiyuk. just burning Trayvon Diggs. There he is up here. Bam. And then he overthrew him.
Hey, it's still a great route. And
It's still a great route.
Yeah. I like that. That's a good way to finish. And Niner Nation, you can sleep well, knowing that Brock Purdy is going to be throwing passes, deep slants all day to Brandon Aiyuk all season. So sleep well.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to go to the homepage for all three of my channels, which is called nicotina.net. There you can become a member of the community. It's free to join. There is no charges yet. So if you get in now, you're going to get in where there isn't a charge to become a member of the community, because we're trying to build up that community.
Attaboy.
And if you become a member of the community, then this is what you'll get. You'll get updates. These are all the 53-man roster updates, Brandon Aiyuk updates, Frank Gore Jr. release. Could he be coming to the Niners? Who knows? Steph Curry, all Bay Area sports, but mainly 49ers. So definitely check out nicotina.net and become a member of the community under Dre Area Sports. If you have an Android device or an iOS, Apple device, just go on there, look up Collab with a K, Kollab, Collab by Lead Connector. Download the app. You can access all that content from your mobile device, and it is an absolute game changer. And with that being said, a big shout out to the title sponsor of the Midnight Mic, which is PowerBrandSystems. If you're looking to propel your small business into the future or develop a new website for your small business, YouTube channel, or social media account, then check out PowerBrandSystems. My buddies Marco and Dominic will not let you down. They will provide you with the best quality service that you've ever met. So guys, check out PowerBrandSystems. In fact, use promo code 300POWER on your next purchase of PowerBrandSystems, and you'll save up to $300 on your next purchase over at PowerBrandSystems. Guys, I want to thank Dre for coming out again and giving us a fire stream.
You know me. Thanks for the invite, Andre. I'm looking forward to this season and spending time with all the Niner faithful. So keep tuning in, everybody. It's going to be a great season.
And real quick, I just wanted to bring this up too. Do I still have it? Where'd it go? Oh, you know what? It's on the community. I put it on there. I was looking on Twitter. Okay, so this is the Week 1 prediction from the NFL Network. They have basically all of them thought the Niners are going to win, except for one asshole, this guy right here, Rank. But everybody else.
I was going to say, I was thinking it was Maurice Jones-Drew, MJD.
Yeah, right. But I mean, a lot of the scores like 17-10, 24-13, 24-13, 24-18. A lot of these scores are at least a 3 to 7 point advantage. So they think they're going to win this game, and I think they will too. It might be a low scoring game because the Jets do have a good defense. But I just don't see them.
Week 1's always kind of a dogfight. It's people are still trying to figure themselves out. You don't have that extra preseason game to fine tune things, even though none of the starters really playing that week. But yeah, it's going to be a build up. The Niners hopefully will get off to a fast start. I think they have the advantage. Obviously, you never know how Aaron Rodgers is going to really come back from this Achilles injury, especially at his age. So advantage 49ers. I'm calling it 28-17 Niners.
I'm going to say it's going to be 31-21.
There we go.
31-21. Because I think Aaron Rodgers, he's going to play real hard, but the guy's old as dirt.
Yeah, they got playmakers around him, so they have a shot. He's way better than what they had last year. Nothing but garbage.
Absolutely.
Last year, so.
And I think that when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, the Niners have his fucking number. They always have. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes down. But I think Niners are definitely going to win this game. Yeah. So, guys, that's going to do it for the Midnight Mic on its first maiden voyage as late night 49er home. Definitely smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel over at Dre Area Sports. I'm trying to get to 400 before the beginning of the season. We're at 359 right now. By the end of the year, we're trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. Hopefully before all that, before the end of the year, by mid-season. That should be the goal. Mid-season, 1,000.
Tell your cousin, tell your mama, tell everybody.
Tell everybody. Dre Area Sports. If you want nonstop Niner content, like I said, become a part of the community over on nicotina.net. The home website of all three of my channels. It's going to be fun, man.
Tell a friend, tell a coworker.
Tell a coworker.
Let's go.
Let's go. Go Niners, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.